Thank you. And Kim, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for following through and trusting in your vision and creating icuTalks, giving a platform for not just speakers who are honored to be up here, but for all of you that are here listening and watching, and the podcast you just came out with, and all the avenues of bringing awareness to mental health, but not just awareness to mental health, but the awareness that God is with us no matter where we are mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So thank you, Kim, and all the volunteers of icuTalks. So tonight I have a whole 10 minutes to give you a little nugget of my story and how I'm an emotional survivor, thriver. We all are, right? We all have points in our lives that we struggle with various things emotionally. And I am a therapist. I've been a therapist for 20 years. I feel really old saying that, but it's been 20 years. And as, you know, Kim and others of you out there that are therapists can, you know, probably relate to this, our role is to hold the space, to hold a safe space for our clients and those that come to us, for them to process their struggles, their pain, for them to come and release their emotions. And that space is sacred, and we take it seriously. I know Kim and I do, very much so. But, you know, oftentimes people say to me, well, as a therapist, who is it that you go to? You know, who holds that sacred, that safe space for you to let go of your emotions, to process the stuff you've been through? And I'm going to give you that answer at the end. So since I only have 10 minutes, and just so you guys know, the timer's not going. So I'm just going to keep going. So I'm on the last couple years, I have been going through significant shifts and changes in my life. A lot of new opportunities, a lot of doors have opened for me that have been absolutely incredible. But as with any new change, new journey, new chapter, right, it also comes with new challenges, with ups and downs and trial and error and failures and building yourself back up. So I have had, where I'm at in my life right now, I believe that I am in the best place I have ever been in my life as a whole, you know, emotionally, physically, mentally, but especially spiritually. And I have really done some deep soul digging over the last couple years, as I have been blessed with so many wider opportunities to, you know, broaden how I can reach people in a more abundant way. And opening up my coaching business, publishing my book, speaking, you know, all these wonderful things that are coming about. So when I was really praying about, you know, what part of my journey do I share with you all tonight? What is that, you know, that small piece that really can leave an impact, because there's so many, as in all of our lives. So as I was praying and spending a lot of quiet time, journaling, trying to figure out the best piece of my story to share, and praying to God to reveal that, you know, reveal to me what I need to share. So he did. So about a month ago, I was kind of going through a little phase of, you know, along this journey, a lot of successes, but also, you know, a lot of roadblocks and obstacles. And I hit a point where I was starting to question a little bit about where I was at. And was I truly on the path that God wanted me to be on? Now, yes, I've prayed all along, and every decision I've made, I reach out to God. I pray to him for his guidance. I ask him when I speak to speak through me, for me to not just, you know, share my truth, but God's truth in all my messages, no matter how I'm delivering that message. And one of the things that I also pray for is for him to always reveal to me what are the things I'm holding on to that are not healthy? What are the things that are not serving my purpose now, or those things that are not serving his purpose? So as I said, about a month ago, I was in this place of starting to have a little bit of doubt. Even though I fully trusted, and I had many, many signs that I'm on the right track, and that God has given me the nudges through various experiences, the people he's placed in my life, the opportunities that have come, that I am on the right path, and I believe he's encouraging me to continue. But I hit this point because there's a couple of significant areas of my life that I really wasn't seeing the fruits of my labor, so to speak. Many aspects, many blessings, a lot of good stuff happening. But I just was like, these two significant places still feel empty to me. And they're not, those baskets are not being filled. So what is it? What is it? Reveal to me what I need to do, and what is it I'm still holding on to because I'm not stepping to that next level. So that was about a month ago. So 3 weeks ago, I had gone to bed. I want to ask you all a question real quick. How many of you have ever had a dream that it feels so real, that you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, like that wasn't, like I feel like I was really active in that. That was really happening, right? Well, this is what happened, and to me that night. So I go to bed. Nothing particularly stressful or anything had happened that day. Nothing was heavy on my mind. I go to bed that night, and my prayer, saying my prayers and asking, and I had prayed about what to share. I was really focused on what do I share at icuTalks, because I was really struggling with that. What is it that I need to share? So he revealed it to me, and he revealed it to me in this way. I found out later what had happened was so impactful to me and so impactful on a spiritual level that I had reached out to the pastor of my church that I attend and said, I need to really talk this through with you. And I had never done that before, but this is how impactful it was. And in speaking with him, many things came out, but one of the things that came out was he said, this was a waking vision. This really wasn't a dream. This was really real, which even kind of made me a little more freaked out for the moment. But what happened was I had gone to bed, like I said, nothing significant that day, prayed about what am I going to share? How do I prepare for this talk tonight? And about 2 a.m., I woke up, and I woke up to this, it was a black, shadowy figure. It didn't really have like form to it per se. It was just kind of shadowy, and I call it a blob. That's kind of what it was. And it essentially attached itself to me, and it was along kind of on my back. And when it did that, when this happened to me, it was heavy. It felt really, really heavy. And any of you that have, I don't know if any of you use or have used the weighted blankets that are out, that are wonderful to help people sleep, to help with anxiety, all those wonderful things. Well, this felt like about 50 of those weighted blankets. I mean, it was heavy, it was suffocating. And of course, I was panicking. And in what I thought was my quote-unquote dream, I took every ounce of energy and strength that I had to peel this off of me. And I was able to peel this off of me. I took it and I kind of tossed it. And there was a moment that I just felt such a peace came over me, such a relief. I felt really lighthearted. And instead of holding on to that and appreciating that feeling, I started doing what many of us do, right? I started analyzing, what was that? What in the world is happening? And as I laid there, I started to feel a little fear. I started to feel a lot of sadness. I had some things came up in my mind that I thought I had released, but they were there. And God spoke to me in that as I was praying, and he led me to the book of Ephesians. And I know that it was God that led me there, because the book of Ephesians, honestly, is not a book I would typically go to. It's not a book that I've necessarily studied a whole lot, other than when my kids were little and we did the whole, armor of God exercise. But where he led me was to Ephesians 2, verse 10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. And then he led me down to 6:10, which is the verse on the armor of God. And because of time, I'm not going to read through that whole thing. But what he revealed to me was that I need to trust in him, that he has created me for a purpose, that I am on the right path. And what it was I was still holding on to were some fears and some of those, that self-doubt from my past that I had really thought I had let go of, but I didn't. And I believe that heaviness, that shadow was that fear, and I did release it that night. And I have since then felt very lighthearted. And it was last week, actually, I had a huge door open for me that is really going to help me significantly on the journey where I'm at. So the message tonight is that God is with us. He's with no matter where you are on your journey, he's there. And when we hold to that old stuff, when we hold to those old emotions and those old false beliefs, it weighs us down, and it prevents us from really embracing and really receiving all that God really has created us for. So in the beginning, when I said, many people ask me, who holds the space for me to release my struggles, my darkness, my heaviness? And it's the Lord. He holds that space for me, and he holds that space for all of you. And it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. It doesn't matter where you are spiritually, mentally, emotionally. He's there, and he's got you. You just need to reach out for him and ask for his help and his hand. Thank you.